In this video, we will learn how to identify equations that have one solution, no solution, and infinitely many solutions.
All the examples that we've done before have had one solution, but that is not always the case. Equations can also have no solution or infinitely many solutions. The steps that you take to find the no solutions or the infinitely many solutions are the same. First, we take care of the parentheses. We combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. We move the letters to one side. Then we find the operations being applied and do inverse operations. Because I have a negative outside the parentheses without a number, I'm going to put a 1 there to help me out. So that means that we're multiplying by -1. Now inside the parentheses, I have an x without a coefficient. I'm also going to write a 1. And the reason I do that, remember, is just so that we can keep track when we start multiplying. So parentheses is king. Let's start the multiplication. We're going to multiply -1 times 1x and -1 times that 3. So 1 times 1 will be 1. And because they're different signs, that will be -1. Bring down the variable. Now 1 times 3 will be 3 because they have different signs. That is also going to be negative. On the right side, I have a 5. Let's see if we have some like terms that we can combine. If I look at the left side, those are not like terms because one has a variable and the other one doesn't. And on the right side, I don't have any like terms because I only have a 5. That means that the parentheses in the combining like terms have been completed. Now we need to move the letters to one side. But I'm going to notice that all of my variables are already on the left side. There's no letters or variables on the right side for me to move. So then that's completed. The operations being applied is subtraction and multiplication by that -1. So we always move anything that is being added or subtracted first. So I'm going to move that subtraction by 3 by doing the opposite. That means I'm going to add 3 to both sides. From left to right, that gives me -1x. -3 plus 3, remember that goes to 0, so we don't need to write it down. And 5 plus 3, that's going to give me an 8. We're not done. We still have that multiplication by -1. The opposite of multiplication, remember, is division. So we're going to divide both sides of the equation by -1. So -1 divided by -1 is 1, and then is 1x. But that is the same as just having x, so I don't need to write the 1. On the right side, I have 8 divided by -1. Now, 8 divided by 1 is just 8, and because I have different signs, that becomes -8. So that means that this equation has one solution. But what does it mean to have one solution? It means that if I have my equation, in this case was -x plus 3 is equal to 5, and I replace my variable with that value that I just found. Let's do that. I have -8 plus 3. We want to check if the left side is the same thing as the right side. Well, -8 plus 3 is -5. So inside the parentheses is a -5 with a negative outside. Does that equal to 5? Well, the negative becomes positive. So the left side is equal to the right side. So to have a solution, it means that if you replace that solution back in the equation, the left side will equal the right side. Let's try the next one then. 4x plus 11 is equal to 2 times 2x plus 5. So let's do that. We are going to distribute the parentheses. Remember, parentheses is king. So from left to right, I have 4x plus 11 is equal to, well, 2 times 2 is 4, bring down the variable, and 2 times 5 is 10. So next thing is to see if there are any like terms. So combine like terms. On the left side, I don't have any like terms. One has a variable, a letter x, and the other one doesn't. On the right side, there are no like terms. Again, one has a letter and the other one doesn't. So I move on to moving the letters to one side. Remember, I always move the letters from the right to the left. So on the right side, I have a positive 4x. So I'm going to subtract 4x minus 4x. From left to right, this is going to go to 0. 0 plus 11 is just 11. Don't lose the equal sign. On the right side, 4 minus 4, this also goes to 0. So 0 plus 10 is just 10. This time, you notice how the variables have disappeared? There's no more x's here, but I notice that I end up with a false statement because 11 does not equal to 10. They are not the same number. So it doesn't matter which x you attempt to plug in into the equation, the left side will never equal the right side because that will happen. This is a no solution. So then, how do you know that you have a no solution? Well, you're going to solve it like you will solve any other equation. Your variables are going to disappear and you're going to end up with a false statement. That means that the number on the left side is not the same number as the right side. And that's how you know that you have no solution. Let's try another one. We're going to start with parentheses. So I'm going to distribute 2 times 9, that will be 18, bring down the variable. 2 times 4, that is 8. And we stop because that's where the parentheses close and we start with a new parentheses. 2 times 6, that will be 12. And then 2 times 9, that will be 18, positive, all of these. And on the right side, I just have 30x plus 26. I don't have any parentheses to take care of. The next thing, we're going to see if there are any like terms to combine on each side of the equation. On the left side, I have 2 pairs of like terms. I have the 18x and the 12x. This is plus 12x. So 18x plus 12x will give me 30x. And then I have this plus 8 with a plus 18. Same sign, I add and keep the sign. So 18 plus 8 will give us 26. And don't lose the equal sign. And on the right side, I still have the 30x plus 26. And I cannot combine them because one has a variable and the other one doesn't. So it remains the same. All right, we're on our way. The next thing is to move the letters to one side. Remember, I personally always move the letters from the right side to the left side. So I'm going to have 30x on the right side. I have positive 30x. So I subtract 30x from both sides. Remember, I'm moving to the left. So from left to right, 30x minus 30x, that goes to 0. So 0 plus 26 is just 26. That equals, on the right side, 30x minus 30x, that's also going to go to 0. So 0 plus 26 is again 26. So what happened? Our variables have disappeared again. However, this time I get a true statement because 26 is equal to 26. So this means that our equation has infinitely many solutions. So that means that you can plug in any real value to the x and the left side is always going to equal the right side. It doesn't matter which real x value you select, the left side will always equal the right side.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.